Hi, Internet. I am talking about take your pills from the perspective of a chick who actually needs to take her pills. Welcome to my channel. I'm Positively Udo. I am not editing this, so I apologize for any cringe. But I just love doing these unedited videos about my opinions on things because my opinion tends to go against the grain of what people would think my opinion is. I don't know why I'm that way. I just am. Make sure you hit the subscribe button so you join my my success squad. I was about to say notification gang. The bell lets you join the notification gang. And psst, if you're already receiving notifications, I have a secret link just for you in the description of this video down below. I always hate when YouTubers do this, and now I'm doing it. But it's a secret link with a gift. I say thank you, gratitude for your continued support. Now, take your pills. This documentary on Netflix. Scale 1 to 10. Scale 1 to 10. I give it a... I give it a 7. I'll give it a 7. I'm actually probably the only person with ADD who liked it. I wish I had seen this documentary when I was first diagnosed. It really would have put me more at ease. And I am not for the hate that the ADHD community is putting on this documentary. I mean, they are just livid. Okay, they've already got their hashtags out. Hashtag I take my pills because they're already contacting the CEO of Netflix. They're already contacting the producers of this documentary, and they're going to take this down. How irresponsible, how insensitive they are to our plight and our struggle. They're making it seem like we take drugs. They're making it seem like we can just take LSD and our problems are gone. We don't stand for this. To which I say, por favor, please, calm your tetas, okay? Y tus bolsos. Because, porque, pourquoi? The documentary was not made for people with ADD, and it was not made specifically about people with ADD. The documentary is about Adderall and Ritalin. And I think the documentary successfully talks about Adderall and Ritalin, talks about the history and why, and they explore all the reasons why Americans would take this. And a big reason why Americans would take it is because they have ADD, and that's what they need for their treatment. And I really enjoyed that the documentary had the insights and the stories of a variety of people from a variety of walks of life, all different types of walks of life. And I've really, honestly, have never seen that before. I've never seen a variety of people talk about their ADD. And so candidly and honestly either. I loved it. That's why I wish I saw it when I was first diagnosed. I don't think there's anything else out there that has that. I think the documentary was not very sensitive to ADD. Like, for instance, there's just a lot of things that they left out about ADD. This is forgivable because the documentary is not about ADD. The documentary is about one of the medications that were prescribed. So the documentary is not seeking to help everybody understand ADD. And the documentary never says some of the negative things that people feel like the documentary is promoting about ADD, some of the misconceptions that it's promoting about ADD. I don't think the documentary is doing that, and I can see how people would feel that way because we're talking about, the documentary is talking about people who have ADD and people who take Adderall and they don't have ADD in the same documentary. And they're weaving the stories in and out, and they're just talking about everything all at once. It's not separating it. So I can see how people feel like, oh, why would you say take micro LSD? That's not for ADD. Well, the documentary isn't saying if you have ADD, take LSD. It's saying if you're into neurohacking, this is an alternative to taking Adderall. So it's not, the outrage is ridiculous. I tend to be one of those people that thinks outrage online is like dumb or unwarranted or unneeded. I tend to be that way, but I actually like the documentary. I think it could definitely be better. I think it could be improved. I think they should have left out that alternative thing altogether because I think they were lazy with it. They never mentioned modafinil, which is, in my opinion, the best neuro hack drug out there. I mean, it's good for people who don't have ADD, and it's good for, I don't know, there's not much research on how it applies to ADD, but I think it could be a good alternative, and it's so clean, no side effects. I mean, it's just like a perfect drug. It's not FDA approved in America, I think, except for narcolepsy. So people outside of the country can take it, I believe, happily, or if you get your hands on it, you didn't get it, you figure out your way of getting it. But I'm surprised that the movie didn't talk about that, but they talked about LSD and meditation and supplements. In my opinion, that's laziness. It's just pure simple laziness, and I thought maybe it's a legality thing, but they're talking about mushrooms and LSD and illegally buying Adderall. So it's not a legality thing. I think they were lazy. So there's a couple of other ways the documentary could have been improved, but overall, I think it was a decent documentary. I think it's a good introduction for anyone who has ADD or live with someone with ADD, or you think you might have it, or anyone who enjoys experimenting with themselves and figuring out how to biohack their mind. I think this is a documentary to add to your arsenal. So all in all, I give it a 7. I give it a 7, and I don't join you in your hashtag I take my pills, because I think maybe is the ADD community seeking an apology? I wouldn't. If I produced this documentary, I would not apologize. I would just be like, hey guys, cool. I wouldn't. I just think you guys are like too much. Y'all are just, I don't know. It's like, are people just looking for a way to get offended? I really think this film trailer went out and people were like, oh, I can't wait for this to come out so I can see how they screw it up. And they're just watching, just waiting to be offended. I really think that's how some people view this thing. And I'm just not one of those people that enjoy watching things to see how it can offend me. The documentary did not offend me at all. In fact, it inspired me to be okay to take my meds. The interesting thing, though, is that most of the people with ADD, they aspire to eventually never take their meds again, which is true for me as well. I aspire to never need to take them again. But also, and one of the guys in the documentary, he has the same mindset. I also recognize that the lifestyle that I want to live probably requires me to need medication every now and then. And it really depends on your lifestyle if you ever do get to not take your meds again. It depends on what your goals are. There's a kid in the documentary who's an artist. He absolutely loves what he does, and he just does it. It just comes naturally to him. And I think that's one of the greatest gifts you can have if you have ADD. If you have something that comes naturally to you and you just do it, like you just do it every day, and it comes naturally to you, and people are willing to pay you money for it, that is the best freaking situation to be in with ADD. And that kid doesn't want to take his pills anymore. And I would be like, dude, you don't need to take your pills then. You know, I think he lives with his mom. I don't remember. Does he live with his mom? He's a young guy. He's like 19 or something. But, you know, your family supports you, and you know, you're okay with how you're living, and you're making your living from something that comes so naturally to you and you love it. Why would you don't need to change yourself to fit into a normal society, because you're not living a normal lifestyle. You're living a lifestyle that is best suited for someone with a mind like yours. That's awesome. And then there's this girl. What is going on outside? There was this girl who said, hopefully after college I can manage my life so I don't have to take these medications anymore. And I don't know if that girl will ever watch this, but I have to say this because I wish somebody said this to me. And unfortunately, when I was in college and I was diagnosed with ADD, I didn't really know anyone else who had it. I knew like one other person, and I couldn't talk to anyone about it, and everyone I tried to talk to about it, they just didn't understand, and I just felt alone. And I wish somebody said this to me. If you can't, and this is going to sound harsh, but if you can't manage yourself in college, where you live in a college dorm room, your parents are supportive, you live on the college campus, and the college campus, you know, they give you food, you don't have to worry about bills, they provide free counselors, there's support groups for anything and everything. If you can't learn, they give you a schedule, like they tell you the schedule, and they basically hold your hand all the way to you earning a diploma. If you can't manage yourself in that type of supportive environment where a lot of things are being done for you, it's going to get worse when you leave college. Now, you can figure it out after college. I'm not saying that she's doomed to take meds forever, but if she's struggling in college, unless she like leaves college and finds like exactly the type of life that the perfect life for her, whatever, she's following her passions and she loves every moment of it, and unless she's, you know, like that, unless she's like that artist kid, and I doubt she will be like that artist kid because she worked her butt off to study for the SATs, get into school, get into a good school. I can tell she's the kind of person who likely is gunning for that consultant job, you know, gunning for that making 70K right out of college job, you know what I'm saying? If she can't handle it in school, then it's going to be a difficult transition into adulthood. And if she's telling herself, hey, I shouldn't need medication after college, she's setting herself up for failure because she's putting that expectation on herself that is shameful if she leaves college and she still needs her medication. And that's one of the biggest mistakes I made as a young woman. One of the biggest mistakes I made as a young woman was guilting myself away from taking medication when it really could have helped me. In fact, I need to take some right now, to be very honest. I completely forgot. And y'all, that's why I enjoyed the documentary. The documentary really, I don't know, it just made me feel free. It just made me feel understood. Like, it made me feel like I'm not alone, like I'm not weird and I'm not crazy. And it made me want to go and take my damn pills. I don't usually. So anyway, that's my 2 cents. Y'all, let me know what you think. If you have seen the documentary, what are your thoughts? Whether you have ADD or not, I want to know what you think. Leave me a comment below. I need some thumbs up. Give me a thumbs up for the love And until next time, thanks for paying attention and listening, because I was just talking for 15 minutes straight and I'm not editing this video. I don't know how to say goodbye. This is the hardest part. But I have to say adieu. Until next time, peace out.